YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Dawson here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about some of the standouts that I've seen from week 1 of Commanders training camp. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social media links down below in the description, and also cop some Juan Dawson Talking Sports merch. All the links are down below in the description. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Louis. I'm about to fuck this joint up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. When I hop in the booth, they fuck with my sound. Put that shit on the scale, we taxing pound for pound. Nigga keep this and put them in the ground. My shit in your ear and tell me how it sound. A nigga too smart can catch me out of bounds. Let's go. That bitch got cooked like some chicken. And he lying, he not rapping what he living. Yeah, that's my cousin, but this shit a business. Work that bitch out just like we doing fitness.
So the Commanders have finished week 1 of training camp, and now we're headed into week 2 starting tomorrow, and Tuesday is when we'll see these guys finally put on the pads, and that's when things get real. Now, I want to talk a little bit about some players that I've seen at training camp that I feel like has had a really good start to this training camp. Number one is the obvious. Jahan Dawson has been ridiculously good, man. He has been as advertised, and I'm really starting to see the reason why we drafted this guy early and often. I mean, it didn't take long for me to come around, and it didn't take long for me to realize the reason why we drafted this guy. I mean, we're going back to OTAs. This guy was already looking pro-ready. Like, he just looks ready. Looks like he belongs. He does not look like he has any growth or no any things he have to learn as far as the game speed or whatever. He just looks NFL ready. I mean, this is what you can expect from a 4-year senior at Penn State. So I mean, I'm not surprised at all. The guy has came in, route running has looked crisp, been making ridiculous catches, had a one-hand grab, had a couple red zone touchdowns. I mean, the guy has just been as advertised. So number one is obviously Johan Dawson, and I'm really excited to see what this trio could look like come September 1st or September 11th rather, versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, it's looking fun. You got Terry McLaurin out there just doing Terry things. Curtis Samuel, even though he has been limited in practice, not because he's hurt or anything, just because they want to take a slow precautionary measures with him, he's been looking really good too. Put a nasty move on Benjamin St. Juice. So I'm excited about Jahan. I'm excited about this wide receiver core. And at number 1, give me Jahan Dawson has been like the most impressive guy. Just from the simple fact of he already had this expectation that kind of built up through minicamp and OTAs. And for him to just continue that in training camp already, it just shows like he's ready for the big stage. And I'm really excited for Jahan Dawson. So number 1, give me wide receiver Jahan Dawson. Number 2, I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. Another guy that has been really impressive has been tight end Cole Turner. As you guys know, I'm going to continue to say this, he has been my favorite pick from this past draft class, just because I have so much expectation for him. And due to John Bates being hurt in training camp, he has stepped in at the tight end 1 role, and he has been really good. He worked with the group 1 yesterday, the ones yesterday, and he looked the part. He really did. He caught a red zone touchdown from Carson Wentz, caught multiple touchdowns from Carson Wentz, and that is a signing that I could see happening a lot this year. This guy, I feel like we're going to lean on heavily to start the season due to the injury to Logan Thomas. And coming out of Nevada, remember, this guy's a 6'6" tight end, former wide receiver to now tight end, has the really good catch radius, has great hands, not really that much of a separator, but that can probably come over time. But we know he's going to be a big red zone threat for Carson Wentz. He's going to be able to stretch the middle of the field, and I'm really just excited to see what he can bring to this tight end room, because if we can have a healthy Logan Thomas paired up with the Cole Turner and then sprinkle in a little bit of John Bates, who we know can do it all, this tight end room is going to be really solid too. Juan Castillo has been coaching these guys really well so far. And he was really excited to see Cole Turner doing his thing. And I don't want to forget about Sammy's Reyes, another guy that has been able to have a really solid camp due to the fact of you know, John Bates being on the side field, Logan Thomas being out. So it's going to be fun to watch in this preseason. But Cole Turner has been really, really good. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of Carson Wentz's favorite targets to go through when the season starts. So number 2, Cole Turner. Number 3 for me is a guy that I'm really excited about and I'm happy for, man. Derek Forrest has been a guy that has been having a strong camp so far through the first week of camp, because this is a guy that is, you know, right there like Percy Butler when it comes to possible Buffalo nickel candidates. He's a guy that we drafted last year out of Cincinnati, was primarily a special teams guy for his first season, but this may be the year he may actually be able to get some defensive playing time, and he's been flying around, making plays on the ball, filling holes, making tackles, stopping the run. He's been all over the place, and I'm really, really excited to see when we finally put on these pads, is it going to transition over? I hope so, because again, this guy could be that new Landon Collins for us, and he's going to be way more quicker than Landon Collins. He's going to be able to actually cover, you know, tight ends, cross the middle, drop back in coverage, you know, come down and fulfill the run holes. So I'm really excited about Derek Forrest, man, and he's been having a really, really strong camp so far too. You know, Percy Butler is like I said, another guy that you may want to talk about as far as that Buffalo nickel candidate. But as of right now, I think Derek Forrest may be leading that pack when it comes to possible Buffalo nickel candidates. So give me Derek Forrest. And the next guy I want to talk about here is Dax Milne, another guy that I think has had a really strong camp, and I know his name's been in the news a lot lately. And the fans at the training camp said, "Mr. Steal Your Girl," you know, they were being funny about it. But he's had a really, really good camp too. I mean, he's gonna be our security blanket, and it's crazy how a lot of people, not really crazy, I should say, but a lot of people really don't have him making a roster. Which I shouldn't say is crazy, but they have like Alex Erickson making it over him, and me personally, I don't think that's the case. I think Dax Milne is going to probably make the roster over Alex Erickson due to the fact that he can provide so much more as a receiver. Yes, he may not be that better punt return or kick return threat as a Alex Erickson, but again, I just want a guy that's going to catch the ball and nail it or whatever, and give me to my office at the 25 or at the 20 in case of a punt. So like, or wherever the punt lands, right? But I think Dax Milne is going to make this roster. I think he's going to be the last 6 wide receiver. And I don't think Alex Erickson's going to get that over him. Again, this guy was a security blanket for us last year. We brought him back. We really groomed him last year with Adam Humphries and let Adam Humphries show him the ropes. And he did really, really solid last year at times. And this year, I think it's going to transition over into this season. And I have him making this roster spot, man. He has been nothing but a security blanket for Carson Wentz so far in training camp this year. So I think Dax Milne is going to make this roster at the final 6 wide receiver. And he's been having a really, really strong camp too for the first week at least. So hopefully he can keep it up. Hopefully all these guys can keep it up, and they will have a strong start to their 2020 season, or 2022 season, sorry. And yeah, man. So let me just think about this video in the comment section down below. Those are like 5 guys that I personally think are having a really, really strong start to their 2022 training camp experience. Let me just think about this video in the comment section down below. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Comment some guys that you think is having a strong camp. Like, comment, subscribe, help to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me on my social media links down below in the description. And go cop some Juan Gotti Talking Sports merch. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace. Cost me one time, that's gonna get you pop. Get you pop.